standard form of quadratic equations. Let's talk about vertex form now. So vertex form, we're going to see where that negative b over 2a term comes from to give us the vertex. So why don't we start with something like y equals, let's do x squared plus 2x plus 1. So for completing the square, we need to we want to group this up somehow so that it's like y equals the square of something plus something else. Well, square of x plus something else. So in this case, it's I chose this one so that it's kind of simple. So it's just x plus 1 squared plus 0, and so our vertex then is going to have x coordinate of -1. You flip this number, and y coordinate of 0. Now, other times, it's not as easy to get into vertex form. Like, what if we have y equals x squared plus 4x plus 1? What do we do then? Well, we can try to make it like x plus 1 squared, but I mean, then we'll just get stuck with an x squared plus 2x plus 1, and there's no way to get that 2x up to a 4x. So we actually have to do here to figure out what the number for the like x plus what squared is. We need to compute b over 2a. And here that is 4 divided by 2 times 1. 4 over, sorry, that's a misleading 4. That's 4, not a 2. 4 over 2 times 1 is 2. So it should be x plus 2 squared. Well, when we multiply out x plus 2 squared, we get x squared plus 4x plus 4. So to get it to x squared plus 4x plus 1, we have to go from 4 to -1, so we have to subtract 3. And then our vertex, we flip the sign of the x thing, -2, -3. This flipping the sign thing might seem kind of strange. Like how, well, we know that the vertex is at -b over 2a, and here we were computing the positive b over 2a to find what goes here. So that makes sense that we have to flip the sign to get the vertex. But like intuitively, why does this happen? Well, if you think about it, yeah, let's think about this equation. Yeah, we'll look at this one in more depth. Let me erase some things on the side. So when x is -2, then we have y equals -2 plus 2 squared minus 3 equals 0 squared minus 3 equals -3. When x is -1, we have y equals -1 plus 2 squared minus 3 equals 1 squared minus 3 equals -2. When x is 0, we have y equals, running out of room here, 0 plus 2 squared, actually, no, we don't need to do that one. So see what happens when, so initially we're starting off with x is -2, and that's making this term goes to 0 squared. And then -3. And then once we start going away from -2, that's starting to make this term go to a different number. In this case, 1 squared. 1 squared is So that's being added to the negative 3, and that's bringing the negative 3 up to negative 2. If we were to plug in negative 3 here, then for x, then we'd have like negative 3 plus 2 squared. We get negative 1 squared, which is still 1, minus 3 is negative 2. So either way, you're still bringing you're still bringing up from negative 3. Negative 3 is the lowest this can go because you're adding a squared number to it. Whenever you square something, it's either 0 or positive. Yeah, so that's the intuition behind it.